Yo, what's good? TSF Entertainment Podcast fans and our YouTube friends and family. What's up? This your boy Retro CG. Tonight I'm joined by my co-host, Miss Really B TV, and my homeboy, brother in arms, Mr. Jack of Jordans. What's good, y'all?
Yo, what's good?
What's good? We back again.
We back.
Yes, we are.
I don't know what we back for, but we're back. uh,
Oh boy.
we're here to talk about Power Book 4 Force, episode 1, well, season 1, episode 1, a short fuse and a long memory. So, uh, first thoughts.
I guess it's gonna take us some time to get into this with the new characters. Like the thing with, like you said earlier, going into book 2, and even with book 3 with Raising Canaan, we know some of the players. Like we knew Jukebox, we knew Canaan, even though they were kids, we knew who they were. Book 2, it was damn near the same people except for Ghost. So we knew, even when they brought the new people in, we had enough of a foundation of. But this, it's just Tommy.
And even in Raising Canaan, like it was easy for us to be introduced to the new characters because you had Canaan's mom, his uncles, and things like that. So we had a connection to those characters. We may not
And it
know.
moved fast. It moved like you remember the first few
There's a
minutes
lot
we had
going on.
the whole fight with him going down to the playground and his mother taking him back down. Like it moved quick.
And then the thing about that is also they did a very good job introducing the characters to us. Because you had Quickie with the voiceover explaining to us who they were. Yeah.
Is that what maybe that's what was missing? Maybe we needed like Tommy doing a little bit of narration in the beginning. Because again, when at the beginning when he was, riding down the road, thinking back, like I got all of that. Even when he almost crashed, I got it. But when he decided to go to Chicago, it was like, why are you going to Chicago? And then the fact that he knew somebody there, I just feel like if we had some sort of voiceover, maybe him talking about his grandmother, even though it had been since he was 6, maybe some memories. What compelled him to go visit this woman? I think that might have been it. If we had gotten a little bit of narration at the beginning, maybe it would have helped with the transition.
It's crazy because we start that out with Tommy driving. You see that he's driving, and he started to speeds up as he started having these flashbacks about everything that happened and everything that transpired from the time that he was in New York, and he speeds up and then he hits his headlights. He runs almost damn near into the sign that says Chicago, going to Chicago, Illinois, or going to Lansing, Michigan. And what do y'all think his thought process was going when he went as he was driving? Do y'all think he was like just blacking out, or do y'all think that he wanted to kill himself? Was he trying to end it all? Like, what do y'all think his thought process was at that scene?
Well, I was wondering about that too, because it almost seems like it's picking up from the events of the end of Power, season 6, instead of picking up from the events of the end of season 1, book 2. Because he's sitting here having a flashback about everything that happened in New York, all the people he lost in New York. Because I think they showed Holly, Lakeisha, Lakeisha dying, all that good stuff. And then when it came down to that scene where Ghost died in his arms, I think that's like really took him out. That right there was like, you know what, I ain't got nothing else to live for. Everybody I love is gone.
Right.
And so I think that was the whole reason why he turned the headlights off, and he was just going to just crash and let it be over. And then something just kind of pulled him from doing it, which I guess led him to go back to where he had roots, which I was telling CP offline, all these years we've seen Tommy visit Chicago, visiting Jason and the Serbians or whatever. We never knew that he had family ties in Chicago.
But not to go too quick ahead. I'm sorry. Really,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Not to go far ahead, but he says that his mom said that his grandma had passed, in Chicago, that he had seen his grandma since he was 4 years old. So that's probably why, like, even when he was making those trips and he was pulling those capers, that's probably why he never really, decided to see, what was going on, with the family, because he never really was invested. But then when he gets there, he got the picture. I'm not sure exactly what it says on the back of the picture, But when he gets there, he's kind of like, all right, so let me do my own investigation and see what's going on, because apparently I can't trust my mom.
Well, it kind of takes you back to Power when she lied about Tony Teresi, about his father being dead. So obviously Kate has skeletons and she's hiding her past from Tommy. So Tommy, grew up all this time thinking that he didn't have a father, thinking that his grandmother had passed. And I guess what I didn't understand is what made, he was going to look for a grave. He was going to look for a grave because he was going to put flowers. Because you remember in the scene,
right,
he had a set of flowers sitting on his passenger seat. Yeah, she definitely
right. So that's probably what it was, But here we are, here in Chicago. It seemed like he was heading west, and he decided to make a quick little detour and see what was going and see what's going on in Chicago, because he was right there and he had those flashbacks. So after after on his way there, he gets a phone call from his connect. Rodolfo, is that I'm saying his name right?
Yeah, Rodolfo.
He gets a phone call with his connect, and his connect asks, where the hell you at? You supposed to be coming West Coast. You're behind schedule. What's going on? He said, yeah, when I see the ocean, you'll know that I'm there. So we can see that it is some ties, that he was actually headed West Coast to take care of his business. But he ended up going to Chicago, where he meets this random dude that he argued with over a parking spot on this pretty much abandoned block where his family used to live at. What y'all think is going on with that scene?
Just I guess it was the introduction or the reintroduction of Tommy being a badass, where instantly he roll up and there's confrontation and he just pretty much handles it on sight, which I really didn't have an issue with that scene. It's further on down the line that I start having an issue with this badass.
Yeah, because you see the dude pull on a knife, and Tommy like, what the hell is that look? Yeah. So he's like, that's not gonna fly this way. Yeah. He was like, only reason I moved bounce because I didn't have my strap.
And then he slapped the dude. He's like,
right. Yeah, okay. So he asked, what happened to the old lady that used to live here? He said, what happened to the old lady that used to live here? So we find out that, the lady that used to live here is in fact that his grandmother, and she's now in a retirement or senior home with, which it looks like. So he finds out that she actually is alive and that she's not dead. So then we see, he goes to the retirement home, of course. But it goes to, after he goes to the retirement home, that we see Diamond cutting somebody's hair in prison.
It looked like it was one of the prison guards. It looked like it might have been one of the prison guards.
I think that was one of the I think that was one of the
inmates. Yeah, because he had the little inmate badge on.
By the way he was dressed, he had on like a uniform shirt.
He could have been a trustee.
Pants. Maybe I was under the impression that he was one of the prison guards, because at the end when he was getting out, he said, "This gift is from me and such and such." So I just assumed it was the guy that he was cutting his hair, the prison guard.
It could be. But that was kind of like the introduction.
Right. He was a trustee. I think he was a prisoner.
Yeah, I think he was a trustee too. So I think that was like the introduction to the character Diamond, and also his craft, because you see he was careful with the razors, making sure that he was sharp. But he tells him, he was like, I need to make sure that you're good, because it ain't no telling when the next time we see you. So apparently he's getting out. And the prisoner says, well, I'm not going to see you no time soon because you ain't coming back. So it looked like from what we seen, he did 15 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, I thought it was 15 years too. Yeah.
But what I found interesting, or where I feel as though it'll be a plot twist, is that when he was walking back to his cell to probably gather up whatever items that he had, in order to, get out, is that we seen the crew sitting downstairs. And the crew was like, well, we're going to let him get comfortable, and then we're going to make his move. How y'all feel about that? What y'all think that's about?
Well, shout out to J Moore Reviews on his debut acting. So J Moore Reviews is actually playing Radalis, Rodalis was the character that made the comment about we're going to let him get settled out on the street, and that we're going to make our move then. He's a fellow YouTuber that covers a lot of power shows and whatever. So it was very interesting to see him making his acting debut. But
yeah, what I took away from that is that's somebody that clearly he had some beef with.
Yes.
Because he said we're gonna let him get comfortable, and then we're gonna get him. So whatever it is, he must have enough protection in jail that they know they can't get him, or they know that if they try, it's gonna be some serious repercussions. You know, because you could tell that Diamond, and that's what I was gonna say. You could definitely tell that he has earned the trust and the respect at the jail because they were letting him deal with the razor. You know, I mean, he didn't have a guard like standing right behind him. He had a whole straight razor, you know, doing people's hair, and so that lets you know that there was some level of respect and trust that he had earned. Yeah, he had earned that level, but that lets you know that, like, that's how I took that. I took that as whatever the beef is, they know that they can't get to him, or they know it will be some serious repercussion if they come for him right then. But it also lets you know that there's going to be a future story there. Like, they're giving us a heads up that, okay, 3 or 4 episodes down the line, he don't even know this is coming.
Some conflict gonna come his way from behind that jail.
Right, some conflict is definitely coming behind that jail. Was it a beef that started in jail? Was it a beef that happened way before they get in jail? Was it a beef with rival crews?
I think it was probably while they were there. I feel like it's some stuff that probably went down while they were in jail. I don't know, but
okay, all right. Well, then you see, you know, we go back to Tommy, and we see Tommy walks in his bar, and he ordered one of my favorite drinks. He ordered a double Jameson, of course.
I said that too. I said, they go DJ drink.
You love that. He ordered one of my favorite drinks, and
I got the Jameson on my bar right now.
Oh man, you should have it in your shot glass. That's what you have it at. But he's talking to his bartender.
You know what stays in my shot glass now?
That Jack.
Right, that Jack. He's talking to this bartender, you know, and she seems like she's taking a liking to Tommy already. You know, you can see they both being a little flirtatious. He smelled pepper pot soup. I'm not really sure what the hell pepper pot soup is, but he smelled the pepper.
I've heard of it before. I've heard of pepper pot soup. I've never had it, but I've heard the name.
He it's a comfort food or whatever. But what role you think this bartender is going to play? We definitely see her further down the line, but what role you think she's going to play?
A love interest and a love triangle. She's somebody's girl, and Tommy gonna take a liking to her. She's gonna take a liking to Tommy. It's gonna be a love triangle. I already see it.
But we know that there's some sort of, she has some sort of involvement with the Flynn family, because we saw her having to pay restitution, or you know what I'm saying, pay tribute or something at one point. So there's gonna be some conflict there. But yeah, I agree. That's gonna be some sort of love interest, and it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be some drama with it.
Yep. It's definitely gonna be some conflict.
But but even with Tommy love interests, it seems like he can get away from that love interest like quick. I don't want to say quick, but
he ain't got no feelings. Yeah,
it seems like he know how to turn them on and turn them off.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep.
So then we go to Diamond actually walking out, and he's walking out, and he stopped by one of the COs there, and you already know how to get in the go.
I'm just gonna be quiet and let y'all have y'all moment. I'm gonna just let y'all have y'all moment. I'm gonna be quiet.
Let us have our moment.
What you laughing about?
He's walking out, and he give him the stuff that he came in with. He has on, or he sees that he has some Jordan 21s in his bag. And he was like, he had the red Jordan 21s, and he was like, oh, StockX, he's going for like $150 or something like that.
I'll give you $150.
Oh, right.
Right. Yeah, he said some of these would go whatever on StockX. He said, but I'll give you $150 for them. He was like, I don't know what StockX is, but I know these worth more than $150.
It was like there's more than $150.
Right. Because there wasn't no
whatever.
stock X. If he been in jail for 15 years, there wasn't no stock X.
No, it was more like East Bay.
Right, yeah, it was East Bay.
Well, with that being said, I guess we could do our kick of the day.
Which bring us to the kicks that we got all right now. I see we go with the Chicago thing.
Yeah,
I see we got the throwback, so all right. And we went with the whole Chicago thing. So we'll go ahead and give y'all the kicks that we got up right now. Right.
What we got? You ready? What you got? What you got? Chicago won.
I got the 2001. I got the 2001 bridge.
2016, Chicago was right here, baby.
I don't have no sneakers. I'm starting a GoFundMe to get me a pair because I don't have no sneakers.
We'll drop the link in the comments where y'all can donate.
They don't allow me to put my my shoes up because they're not cool.
Yeah, I'll stop your camera.
Oh man!
Now you want to stop the camera? Damn. So all right. So real quick though, how much are those worth? Like, how much are those?
Let's just see.
You're supposed to already know the price.
These brand new, I think, is about between, in my size, is probably between 11 to 1,500.
Good God.
In my size.
But I'm talking about the ones he had. The which I say those were called. What are those things called that he had?
Jordan. Oh, you're talking about the 21s.
Yeah.
That's a good question. It ain't $150.
Think on my kicks of the day, my slippers. That's all I got for y'all. I got some slippers.
Let's see, a size 10 and a half. Well, size 11 on StockX is going for $792. There you go.
Yeah, like you said, I know they worth more than
$792.
Yeah, but this seed also goes back to his craft because you see he gives him kind of like I don't want to say a barber starter set, but he
that's what it was. Get you started.
Yeah, that's what it was, and it was nice. It was a nice set.
It was a
nice. It definitely was a nice gesture. It was kind of like a, go follow this instead of what you actually got in.
Make your money with your talent. Make your money with your talent in these streets. Yeah,
that's why. Don't waste your talent.
Yeah.
So there we go. When we see Tommy is outside of the bar, and we introduced to like 3 more characters. So we have, he's in the parking spot. It seems like there's a theme going on with this parking spot because that's how the damn show started out. But
that's what he said.
I've been to Chicago plenty of times. I don't know what the hell's going on with parking spots.
But that's what he said.
Somebody's mortgage rent. Yeah.
Most of the stickers that resell is a rent and mortgage payment, and a car note with it.
Definitely.
They're
crazy.
Expensive. That's
why they're wearing those and I'm wearing slippers. That's why.
That's a whole nother show for us to get on and rant about. But yeah, these sneakers resale are ridiculous.
But he's in the parking spot that was in front of the bar, and we see Simon, Vic, and Paulie pull up in a Bentley, and Vic is like, "Yo, you need to move your vehicle. You need to move this. We need to park in this spot. You need to move this." And Simon seems to be like the loud asshole of the show. He gets out with Vic, and he's like, "Oh no, you need to move this. You need to move it now. Move it or whatever." He says, "To hell with Boston. To hell with Tom Brady. To hell with this.
Right.
Whatever he got anything to do with Boston." He just automatically assumes since he was Irish that he was from Boston.
Right. The look of confusion on Tommy's face. He was like, Boston.
He was Boston. Parking spot.
Right, he was like Boston.
He was like, "What's up with y'all people in parking spots here in Chicago?"
Yeah. So then we see the window rolls down and we see Paulie,
yep.
Yeah, we see Paulie that's in the back seat, and he tried to de-escalate the situation and say, can you kindly move your shit respectfully?
Right.
Who do y'all think that we know who they are, but what do y'all think the roles would be in this upcoming season?
Well, I think I think all of them are a part of a crime family. They're probably a part of the biggest crime family in the city because of how they rolled up. You could tell they got money.
They was in a Bentley.
So they're part of a crime family. I'm guessing that Vic is probably like maybe the son of whoever the crime family's boss is, just by the way they kind of flocked around him or whatever. Vic is somebody, and he probably only has his position in the crime family because of what his family ties are. I don't think that he would because how he handled himself in that other situation, you could tell that he don't know what the hell he's doing or whatever. So I think that Vic is probably like the son of the crime family's boss or something like that. Paulie look like he might be the second boss or lieutenant. Number two, yeah, he's probably number two, and the other guy just probably just muscle.
Because he said, you know what, my boss would kindly appreciate it if we here on time.
My boss, yep.
Yeah, and so we can take care of this business. What you feel about that, really, B?
Well, Paulie is like probably his second in command, but Vic is the son, so he's there de facto because he's related. But I think Vic is a fuck up. Like I think the only reason why he's still alive is because that's the son. You know what I mean?
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. And I think Paulie knows it. Like Paulie knows he's dealing with a bunch of knuckleheads, but what he gonna do? Like that's his like that's his job. So there ain't really a whole lot he can do about it.
Right. So then we see we go to Walter, who Walter is the dad. He's it seems like he's a head honcho. He's the one that calls all the shots. And he's talking to Claudia, which is his daughter, who we find out that is, as we said, is Vic. No, Vic isn't built for that life. That is the son.
Claudia seems like she's more built for it than Vic.
I was gonna say Claudia is the one that really probably should be running things, but he got that old fashioned mindset about woman.
This is the man's work,
right? Yeah. He was like, let us handle this, and you keep basically she does the books and she washes the money and makes it look legit, And she want to be out in the streets, and he's like, nah, you ain't built for that. Like that's not. I need you to stay over here. Yeah.
I'm seeing the trend, but we're gonna get into that.
Yep.
He grabs her hands and was like, what the hell you gonna do with when it comes down to what needs to be done with these little ass hands, right?
Right.
Yeah, you need to throw them hands when it's time to throw them hands, and you ain't built for that. Work with the books. You see,
you missed the kick.
You missed the kick of the day. Pressure Highness, you missed the kick. Oh Lord, they're gonna show you again.
You missed the other scene. You missed the other shot. And that too. But we see that he looks at her like, you know what, you do the accounting thing, you do the money part of it, and we're gonna let the guys be the guys in the streets, and you're going to be the woman behind the scenes, because basically he's telling her women is not built
basically
for this.
All she's good for is washing the money and keeping the books. Yep.
He basically telling her that women is not built for this. And the way I feel about that is, at the first episode, I can see her kind of branching off and dipping into the streets a little bit more.
She's gonna take over.
Yeah, because she want to be so involved.
And she's probably gonna use Tommy to help take over.
I definitely could see that.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Or either her and Tommy going to cross paths some kind of way. Now I don't know if they're going to be on opposite sides, but the fact that she wants to get in her life and her father doesn't want her in her life, we already see where this story is going.
Right, definitely. And we go to the next scene where we see Paulie comes out. Oh man, shout out to Fresh and Highness. We see where Paulie comes out. And he's talking to Tommy. He's pretty much talking to Tommy, trying to see what Tommy intent is while he's in Chicago.
Yeah.
He's like, what you coming or you staying?
Passing through or you staying?
Yeah. And Tommy say, well, I'm just passing through. Paulie's like, that's probably best. You seem like you bad news. You gotta get the hell up out of here because you might get stirred some shit. Yep. And you don't want to be involved in this because it's gonna end bad for you. You tapping into pockets that you wouldn't even know what you're about to get ready to get involved in just from the conversation with the parking. And how y'all feel about that?
Ego about himself. Now he always has kind of had a big head, but Tommy's got this ego about himself right now where he just any disrespect on sight, he did that. Like he ready to turn off everybody's water on sight. Like just because they came up and asked him to move his car, he ready to fight.
But you know what? There's a level of self-destruction in all of this.
Yeah.
Going back to that first scene where we were asking, was Tommy trying to kill himself, or was he just so caught up in his memories and stuff? And I feel like when I go back, because at first I was like, they trying to turn Tommy into this superhero or something. But now I think about it and I'm like, maybe that was just Tommy's recklessness, and maybe there's a part of Tommy that was just hoping somebody else would do the job. Like maybe somebody else would take me out. You know what I mean?
I ain't get that,
like
but it's
that.
interesting you say that. Did you say that? Because I just always feel like Tommy didn't like taking no orders from nobody. He ain't like.
Well, I mean that's an element of it, but like Retro said, Tommy has always been reckless, but there was a level of self-preservation. Like he knew how far to push it, but you're in a strange city, you have no allies, you have no friends, you don't know anybody, and you really running through there like you running shit, like you back in New York, and your name means something. Nobody know who you are.
Yep.
Right. I feel that. He definitely need to fall back and get a little bit more familiar with the area before he go as Jesse James, as they say.
That's exactly what it was. Jesse James Hollywood coming to town.
So then you see, then you go back inside the bar where you see Vic is inside the bar and he's talking to Gloria, which is the bartender. And it seems like it's some type of love interest there. Like they may have possibly had something going on in the past and he's trying to rekindle it. But from the conversation, it just seemed like, all right, you didn't tell your dad what was going on with what we got going on. Good so point, we just go ahead and dead this shit. What y'all think is going on? What y'all think is going on there? Because my theory was, I had two that me and Retro talked about online. I'm only going to talk about one. My theory was it could possibly be a racial issue
between his family and her. Yeah, I definitely can see that element. Another element is that, well, my opinion of it is they probably did used to be a thing, but he's not the type of dude that she into. He's not the type of dude that she feeling. So she's more attracted to Tommy on sight because of how his swag is and how he carry himself and how he boss up. Vic seems a little timid and he don't know how to throw them hands. Like she's not attracted to that type of guy. So I think that's why the relationship that they were in previously, I mean, we're left to assume that they were in a relationship previously. I feel like that's why the relationship probably didn't work out because you were soft. I ain't want to be your type of dude. But then I also can see that element too where Walter probably don't want his son with anyone outside their race too. So I can see both sides of that actually.
Because they're Irish family and they're
Irish family.
Yeah. So you're Irish mob family. So I can see, I definitely think it might be some type of racial.
Old cool. Yep. I agree.
What you think about that, really, B?
I agree. I definitely feel like it could definitely do something along those lines. Yeah. I can see it. I can definitely see it.
So then we see Tommy walks back into the bar. You know, he's chilling at the bar, and we see Simon, being I was gonna say Simon being Simon.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, being obnoxious, being an a-hole. He's talking to a female, he gets a little bit disrespectful with it. Tommy hears it, and then Simon is talking to Gloria. That conversation went a little bit left, called him pretty much errand boy, and you a back boy, wild disrespectful to whatever it is that he doing, and that goes left. Of course, Tommy being the hothead that he is, we already seen that was flirtatious. Simon goes outside to take a piss, and Tommy follows him. So Tommy already dipping his nose into stuff that he ain't got no business doing.
And that's where I was with it from the beginning. I was like, why are you in this? Like, why are you going out following this man outside?
Right, pass on through.
Why are you you have nothing to do with any of this?
It's not your beef.
Right. It's not only is it not your beef, but it's not your I don't know. I didn't understand. I just didn't understand why he felt the need. And then the next scene was even worse. But you go outside and you whooping up on this dude for what? Why?
Because he ran him in pockets. But after he ran him in pockets, he got the cell phone after he ran his pockets. And then he realized that they're in the life. And he wants to get back in the life. He's trying to get some drugs. He's trying to get back out here on these streets. And so I think that at that point, he made the decision that I want to get involved and I want to get deeper involved in this situation. But it really wasn't your beef. Pass on through like you said you was.
Yeah, because you see that
Right.
like he get a text message talking about the drop, and even beforehand, you see that Vic was telling him. Vic was like, "Well, I don't want you to get too blasted because I need you for this meeting. You know what I'm saying? I need you for this
And Tommy was
meeting
keeping all that.
in order to get this other stuff that we got going, going." But he grabbed the phone and he pretty much intercepted
The
he pretty
message,
much
the
intercepted the meet.
location for the drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the location
Right.
for the meet.
And I understand that it'd be different if Tommy was left desolate and he was desperate. You got a whole situation waiting for you in California that was really a pretty lucrative setup for you.
And did Ghost not leave him money too? I thought
And you left New York with money. Like you didn't leave broke, empty-handed. Like I don't know. Like if he were desperate, then I would even be like, oh, okay, he needs something. He barely holding on, but
They just got Tommy being a wild
But
cowboy.
but Tommy was never about the money. It was the thrill of running the streets. He was attracted to the lure of the street.
I mean, that's true too. That's
definitely true. And so we run into the next scene. Me and Retro try to figure this out, but I think we kind of figured it out.
Yeah,
the bar scene where you see this lady she's on one end at the club or whatever. She's at the club. She's at one end of the club and she sees somebody that she finds interested or she's attracted to. They go, they have a little makeout session, and then they pulled out the drug. What I got from it was that was the introduction to what they actually was trying to sell, what they actually trying to profit off of, because we couldn't figure the rest of it out.
Yeah, because when she showed up to the club, the people that she met up with in like the VIP were, I guess, associates of hers, worked for her, party with her or whatever. They knew her. They was giving her some shots or whatever. And she spotted the girl across the room because when she went to go approach the girl, even they said, well, who is she? Because we've never seen her before.
Right.
And so they instantly started making out and fawning on each other in the club. And, she puts the drug on her hand and old girl sniffed it off. Then in the very next scene, they're at the hotel getting it in. And so she asked old girl, she's like, yo, what is this drug? I've never had this before. Can you get more of it? And old girl never said anything in either one of these scenes. So I guess the best that we could come up with was that she was probably the vehicle that was being used to introduce the new drug. I don't know if she's going to be a player. I don't know if she's going to be a part of another crime family or what. I guess we'll find that out maybe next.
I thought that was the daughter. That wasn't the daughter?
It was the daughter, but we talking about the girl that she was making out with in the club.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, okay, I'm
tripping. Yeah, it was Claudia, but we were trying to figure out who Claudia was making out with in the club.
But that's why I said I think that's just introduction of the drugs, because we don't know who the girl is. Like she's
it didn't make that whole scene was
So I'm thinking like she was just like that was an introduction to whatever new designer drug or whatever it is that they're doing. And I don't know if she really would do. I really don't know. Like that kind of confused me. So then we go and we see that Tommy ends up coming up to where they're supposed to meet up at from the text message, somewhere in Randolph Street, Chicago, where they're supposed to meet up in the text message. And he puts two through the windshield and let them know, like, whatever you about to get ready to do, I want in on it.
I want in on that shit.
Yeah, I want in on it. So we're going to meet up with your connect together, and we're gonna figure this out once I get there. Which I just thought Tommy just wanted to rob him.
That's what I thought he was gonna do too. He was gonna run his pockets and rob him for the weight.
Yeah. I just thought that Tommy just wanted to rob him. But we see that once he finally get there, he like, well, how many people is gonna be in there? It was like 2. But he get there is some dudes that seem like they definitely high.
Tweaking
off of something.
Yeah.
Tweaking off of something.
Who
we find out is a part of a Yardie crew.
The Yardie crew, yep.
There's a crew called the Yardies, so we see that they're involved with them. We also see CBI, which was what's the brother name again?
Jannard,
who's part of CBI, who is also Diamond's brother, who's also there too. So it kind of threw Tommy off guard. Hell, they kind of threw Vic off guard because he's like, whoa, what the hell is this? It's supposed to be, 2 people here. Supposed to be somebody named Zamos, I believe is his name.
Zamos, yeah.
Yeah, Zamos.
He showed where he didn't have all the money. And then he didn't even have all the money for the
Right.
drugs.
It was like, oh, you came like, it was like, where the money at? It was like, you came like, that came up.
I
That
got
had
most of it. Like what? What you mean you got most of it? Where
that
they
was
do
a little
that at?
bad before you. That was a
You
little
would have
bad
been
even
dead.
without Tommy
You would
being
have been dead in
involved.
this transaction. If Tommy would not have been there in that transaction, would have been a normal drug transaction. Dead.
Vic would have been dead as fried chicken. Vic and
Dead.
CBI. They
It
all
would
would
have
have been. It
Water
would have been. It would have.
turned off.
Nah, that scene was hilarious. Well, it definitely was. It definitely has some funny spots in it, but I was just scratching my head like, what? Like, what type? That goes to show you what type of person that Vic is.
Not
I
ready
think
for,
that,
not
I
for the
think
street.
that alone displays what type of character that we dealing with when it comes down to Vic. You come into a drug transaction and you ain't even got all the money.
Not for the streets.
No,
That's true. That's true, Bap. Them crackheads probably would never even check. They wouldn't even know that their money was light. They probably wouldn't even know. They was tweaking. Like they was done.
So Tommy come in there very Tommy like, and he get to shooting. Like they was about to get ready to shoot, so he gets to shooting. And that was, I would say he came in to Tommy like, but that was his response to a situation like
Listen,
that.
he took one boy out. He took old boy out like he was target practice at the gun range.
He did shot him right in the throat. I was like, oh damn. But he came in there, you know, blazing. He had Vic gun that he already took from him. You know, he came in there, he shot them, and then it was almost like, why did he let the other guy go? That's my question. Why did he let the other guy go? It's like you got a loose end now because you let him go.
Do you think he let that loose end so it could go back to Zamos? But there's new dude in town. Do you think that was to send a message back to the distro?
Maybe because that's a rookie mistake that Tommy don't make by accident.
Right.
So maybe
that's what I thought. That's what I felt like it was extremely interesting, is that he actually let somebody go. So then we go to the scene where you see Diamond is walking with his brother Jannard, and they talking about, well, it seemed like all the other crews that got wiped out, but here we are, CBI still standing. So Jannard, he gets to explaining what went on with the, you know, with the drug thing, with the drop off, with the meet and greet, you know, for the drugs. And he's like, well, you explained it to me, but run it through again. I thought Diamond was gonna be through with that life, but it seems like he's still dipping his toe into that water a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that everybody is good.
He's halfway out the door.
Yeah, he's one foot in, one foot out.
I felt like, I don't know if I necessarily, because I felt like he don't really want to be a part of the life, but I think that whole scenario just confused him. He was like,
or at the very least, he didn't like how the brother handled it. He didn't like how the brother handled the situation.
Let me rewind a little bit. Why do y'all think they let Tommy go?
Shit, they ain't had no choice. Tommy said their life. Yeah, Tommy said their life, and oh boy, gun jam, and he already took Vic gun away from him. So
right, what were they gonna do?
What they gonna do?
I mean, Vic could have put a bullet in his head right after he gave him the gun back. He said you had one bullet left.
And Vic was scared. They were scared.
But obviously, like we said, Vic ain't about their life, so that definitely makes sense.
Well, so that's true too, Bap. He wasn't planning on staying, so maybe that's. But I think a part of him, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way he kept blowing off dude in LA, I think a part of him was thinking about staying even before he realized he was thinking about staying.
Yeah, and now he don't got a connection to some drugs. Oh, he's ready to explore this now. Let's unpack this and see what we can get up out of this city. So I don't necessarily think he had made up his mind fully at that point, but
yeah, I don't think he made up his mind fully, but I definitely think that by the time that whole situation went down, I definitely didn't. I don't think
potential for an opening for him.
Yeah, I don't think he knew. I don't think he had made up his mind all the way yet.
Yeah.
And Jannard gives him the barbershop. So he gives him the barbershop. But I thought what was interesting is they had a conversation about Diamond's past life.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of like, well, you know, I'm out of the game. You know, that part of me, that what I used to do, you know, being a murderer and all this type of stuff, I'm out of that part of it, you know, or whatever. And Diamond was like, Jannard was like, well, you're a free man. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. Do you think that Diamond was still contemplating on it, like he was still leaning towards it, and he was bouncing back and forth, trying to figure out, am I in this, or should I just continue on with my craft?
Well, it's very clear that the brother has done well with the organization since while he was
He
locked
got a
up.
Lambo truck.
They ride around a Lambo truck. They got money. You know, he put him up in a nice penthouse. He bought the barbershop for his brother. So, you know, he's kind of a little intrigued. Like, okay, you know, we probably weren't doing this well before. You know, so he's probably trying to figure out, you know, what his brother into right now. And I don't know if it's an interest because he wants to get back into it, but really just trying to figure out where is his brother at right now, and, you know, and how well are they doing, or, you know, what kind of shape the organization is in, because apparently he used to run the organization. So now the brother is probably running the organization. So maybe he's just trying to, you know, test the waters out and just see where everybody's head is at, or at the very least where his brother's head is at.
What do you feel about that?
I feel like he wants to be out. I feel like he doesn't want to be in it. I think he wants to be out. He doesn't like the way, like you saw him saying, this isn't what we do. This isn't what, you know, CBI wasn't built on this. You know, I think he's content with his barbershop. Like you saw his face, you saw how he was with that. I think he was content with running the barbershop, and he even said, he was like, I feel like that barbershop has got some special memories to them, you know, because he talked about growing up and what the barbershop meant to the neighborhood and stuff like that. I think that's what now we know that that's easier said than done, but I think he's content with the brother running the organization and maybe him just reaping the benefits of it. Like, I think he definitely wants to live the life. I think he's enjoying the fact that he got a business and got a nice place to live. But I don't think he wants to be involved in that day-to-day shit. Because remember when they were walking around and he was like, yo, we used to have all these corners. Like, what happened? Like, you know, like he's out of it. You know, he's out of it trying to figure it out. So I don't know. I think he wants to be out of it. Now, I don't think he's going to be successful. Well, clearly not. But, you know.
Right. And CBI stands for Chicago Boys Incorporated, too, for our listeners. I don't know if we made that clear. CBI stands for Chicago Boys Incorporated. It sounds familiar to something that went on in Detroit, but my Detroit people know what's going on with that. So it definitely sounds familiar as far as that goes. 50 Cent was in Detroit. Then we're going to leave it at that. However, so we move to where we see, I think I might have missed the scene, but we move to where we see Tommy is, he's looking at the family. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, we see Claudia and Vic talking. We had Claudia and Vic talking. Yeah, we're talking about the drugs.
Yeah.
And pretty much try to get. So, okay. So with that being said, is it safe to say that Walter don't want nothing to do with the drugs, or are they moving on Walter's behalf?
I think that Vic is trying to do a new thing. He's young. He's impulsive. And so it's just like we were saying in the comments. I read some of the comments that were saying about the daddy's old school. So you know, this Vic want to try to do something new, and you know the sister is kind of like in between both. You know, she washes the money. You know, she sees the organization. She sees the 360 of the organization. So you know, she's trying to get a feel for whether or not this new drug is going to be good business for them, or is it going to be bad business for them. And like she told them, you already got the feds and stuff snooping around, so that's going to be introduced here soon. You already got the feds snooping around, and now you want to bring more heat to the organization. So, you know, she's trying to weigh the pros and cons of it is the way I took that.
It displays definitely that she's a business mindset. She might not be, she probably is built for the street. Hell, who's to say? But it just goes to show that she's a business mindset. She's trying to find a new revenue. They're like, okay, this is the new way, because hell, she like it. If she likes it, then everybody else is gonna like it. This is some shit that she never really experienced, so everybody else is gonna like it. What do you think about that, really, BTV?
I feel like, again, she knows that she could be doing a better job of it, but she hitting that brick wall, and she know her. Again, I feel like she know her brother's a fuck up. Like, I don't know.
I kind of, Bab, I can kind of see that too. The brother's going to mess up, and Diamond's going to have to step in, and the brother's going to resent it. I get that feel too. I get that feel that, you know, everything's all good right now because the brother's lacing him up when he's coming out. But eventually, Diamond's going to step in and son him, take charge of the situation. I don't think the brother's going to be here for that. So I get that feeling too.
Why can I see Claudia trying to overthrow her father?
I don't think she's going to have to. I don't think she's going to have to. I think in comparison between the two children, and for some reason, I get the feeling that the father is on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be by death. I don't know if he's going to get arrested. I just get the feeling, just based off of their conversation that they were having, that, you know, somebody's going to be next up, but it ain't going to be Vic. I think the daughter's going to eventually take control of the organization. And that's going to be a new twist because we've never really seen a female kingpin, so to speak, in the Power series. So I think that's going to be a new twist. That's why I feel like that's the direction they're going to go with that. Because I can't see us having a whole season of Vic trying to run an organization. He's sloppy on the first episode. So I can't see Vic running an organization.
I can see Claudia trying to take over, honestly.
Or it's going to be a tug of war between her and the brother. Yeah.
I can see that it's going to be after the first conversation that we saw, and he was pretty much like, nah, your hands need to stay clean. You just need to deal with the accounting. You need to deal with the money. I can actually see Claudia try to take over because she got ideas that it's a possibility that her ideas is not aligned of what her father's agenda is. So she going to try to further push the agenda.
Well,
I like Bam. Bam says,
"You probably." What's up, Xavier?
Oh, Xavier, where you
Yeah.
Okay. Bam says Claudia is going to Tyreek Walter.
Oh man, I can see that though.
I can see it.
Might be while you bullshit. It might be Vic that's going to Tyreek Walter.
I don't think Vic got the balls.
Yeah, I don't think Vic could do it. I don't think he got it. But I definitely see Claudia doing it.
Yeah, I can definitely see Claudia doing it because her mindset, you know, and I can definitely see her doing it and participating in that. So then we have let me know if I'm missing something. We have Tommy.
You were right on with that.
We have Tommy, who's researching the Flynn family. You see him, you know, on Google. He's researching the Flynn family to see what they're about. I'm not exactly sure of what is said during when he found this Google search or what came up during that Google search. I'm not really sure, but he at this point he wanted to see exactly who he's dealing with. It's literally a copy and paste of Tejada's. Well, yeah. That's why I said, you know what, Xavier? That's why I said it sounds familiar because I just was like, here we go with the daughter who's not heavy into the game, but wants to be so involved, you know, that she's going to find her way in it somehow, some way. And that's why I said this sounds so familiar, like we have seen this before.
It was something else he looked for on a Google search too. Was it the nursing home? It was something else he looked for after he looked up the family. It was something else he Googled as well.
Well, okay, so did he go? Okay, because he ended up going back to the nursing home too.
He went to the nursing home first and saw what he believed to be his grandmother, but maybe wasn't
I completely missed that scene. He did go to the nursing home, and then
or he didn't want to approach her because there were so many people around.
Right. Yeah, so he went to the nursing home
off when he saw her.
And then we saw somebody creeping up behind him.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that. We saw somebody
creeping up behind him. That's it. Yeah, he looked up CBI.
Yeah, I know it was something else he Googled, but I couldn't remember what it was. He looked up CBI.
And that's when he saw Diamond. That's when we found out that Diamond had been in jail for 15 years.
15 years, yep.
Yeah.
But I missed the scene where he was at the nursing home. He had went back, and he showed her the picture. What did it say? If anybody out there can tell me what it said on the back of that picture, please let me know.
I don't know. It was something.
I couldn't make it out either.
It was something in Italian, but I don't know what it was. But I guess it was some sort of family mantra because the other dude had it tattooed on him. So because I said the same thing, I was like, "What's so special about that?" But he had it tattooed on him. I'm like, it must be something deep.
Right. So we see him walk out. I'm sorry, we see him walk out of the senior citizen home, retirement home, whatever home it is that she's in, and Tommy hears footsteps. And so the footsteps he was hearing, come to find out, it's his damn brother. Where the hell has his brother been at?
No, Bab, we can't overlook that. No, we got to talk about that. Bap talk about
Where the hell has brother been at?
But what's crazy is,
Wait a minute,
no, we can't
episodes and
overlook
just
that.
came out of nowhere.
We can't overlook that, Bap. We got to talk about
the
that.
question is, first of all, the brother has to be older than Tommy, because wouldn't Tommy have remembered like a whole pregnancy or something? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But so, and then it was their mother. They had the mother lying about having a child. Like, and
she lied about everything. So she lied about Tommy's father. She lied about her mother's life.
Yep.
She lied about having an affair with JP's dad and left that child behind. So Kate was she was a hoe.
And she must have been really bad because the brother's father told him that she was dead. Like, don't even worry about her. She dead. So whatever it is, it must have been really bad.
Yeah. I was watching it late this morning, and I was kind of like in and out. And once I heard like you know, I'm the grandson too. This the other. I opened one eye, like, you shit me. Like, what? Tommy got a brother?
But
I told y'all that last week when I saw the spoilers. When I read the spoilers, I was like, y'all, I know Crystal said she didn't want to know about it, so I didn't talk about it in the group chat. But I kept telling y'all, I said, y'all, when this come out, y'all gonna have a fit about this because it's not gonna make any sense. And until they explain the connection, it's not still gonna make any sense that Tommy has a whole biracial brother over here in Chicago. And all these times that Tommy has been to Chicago, even that episode back in Power when he was coming back from Chicago and he made a detour and went to Ohio to Holly's place, you would think that would have been an opportunity that he wanted to go look for his family roots. And it just make sense. This writing is all over the place. I get that y'all are trying to not tap into any of the storylines from Power. I get that. And I understand that you're writing new storylines for these characters. I get it. But can y'all give us a little bit of character development for these stories before y'all just drop them on us like this? We've known Tommy for all these years, all these different series of Power. Never once in all his conversations with Ghost about family and all these things, we were left to assume that Tommy was alone and he didn't have nobody. That's why Ghost took him in and looked after him, and that was his brother. And y'all knew his brother to give him another black brother. Really?
I was completely confused on that. I was, like I said, I was half asleep. I'm like, wait, what? All right, I'm going to get back to this when I get up in the morning because this is some trippy shit.
And Bap, I disagree. I don't think the brother has any criminal ties because remember when he asked Tommy, he was like, can I ask why you carrying, why you packing? And to me, the way he said it was like, it was a shock to him that somebody's carrying a gun. Like, if he in the life, that's just automatic, right?
No, actually, CP, I think it's the opposite. I think he thinks that for a white boy to be in a life, he's probably asking, why are you carrying a gun? Because that's the least that he expect. I think Tommy's brother is going to be in the life, and he may even be part of one of these crews. He might be part of CBI, or he might be part of this Yardie group. I think the brother's going to be in the life.
Okay.
That's interesting because I didn't even think that the brother was part of it in the life. I think he know about it, but I didn't really think that.
That's what Crystal's saying. She don't think that she think that the brother's straight, a civilian.
Yeah, I think he's straight civilian.
That would be an interesting twist too. That if the brother is straight laced and he's not in the life, and Tommy is, what he's going to do with that. But for some reason, I just feel like the brother's going to be in the life.
Well, we're gonna find out. So
yeah, Kate had whole families.
I find that very interesting. Yeah, Kate hiding everything. Well, exactly. Kate is a drug addict, habitual liar, and she just try to hide so much from Tommy. And Tommy just keep peeling off layers, which is going to in turn cause his I would say hatred, but it's going to he already resent her.
Yeah,
going to resent her even more, and I think we gonna get a cameo from Kate too.
Yeah,
we got to, right?
She coming through. Yeah. All this is setting up her return. All this right here is setting up her mama still alive. The brother, there's if she is not shown in this show, if she doesn't come through in this show, then I'm gonna be mad that we got all this because we're setting all this up. We're gonna have to have Kate Kate's gonna show up.
So I'm just waiting for somebody to pop out and say, as far as JP goes, say, I'm the pappy. I'm waiting for somebody to come out. I'm the pappy. I'm waiting for somebody to come out and say that.
Maybe they're the same writers as Xavier. Maybe they're the same writing teams doing this. So a hidden half brother who's not in the life. I'll take Zeke Cross for $200, Alex.
Well, you ain't lying.
Well, everything. I know, poor Zeke. Poor Zeke.
Ain't no poor Zeke. Whatever.
Poor Zeke.
I don't understand the purpose of the lies either. I don't understand the purpose of the lies either because I mean that's your past. You running from your past and your present. I don't understand it.
You talking about the purpose of the lies of why Kate is lying?
Yeah, why she hiding whole families and why is the fact that she hiding the fact that her mama is alive? That's the part I don't quite understand. Unless her mama was just ashamed of the fact that she was a stripper and a hoe. And that, it made it easier for her to tell everyone that her mother was dead. I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with. What you doing, Crystal? Kate is a stripper and a hoe.
I mean, that could be part of it.
You got no problem calling my carrier a stripper and a hoe. So what's
I never called her a stripper.
You definitely call her a hoe.
I called her a hoe, but I never called her a stripper.
Oh, she's a hoe's hoe.
Exactly. She's definitely a hoe.
She's a classroom hoe.
So, all right. So, with that being said, let me ask y'all this then. Do y'all think that she hit the brother because...
Does she even know about it? Because going back to what JP said...
How can she not know she had a child?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, she had to hide the brother because... She hit the brother because she hit the brother because she was black, because he was black?
Maybe that's so.
Because is it a racial thing? Because it was like... When the father came around,
I could see it being a racial thing.
Yeah, when Tommy's father came around, I don't recall, but it seemed like it may have been a racial thing with them meeting Keisha too.
Yeah, because she made a little comment about Keisha when she first met Keisha. I don't know, but no, you can't go down that path. Nope, scrap that. Can't go down that path. She took Ghost in.
Well,
but that's different. See, it's different when it's somebody having sex with your child and maybe having grandchildren potentially. Like people find excuses for their racism. It's layers to their racism. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. But that is true. She did take Ghost in, so I don't know, y'all. It again, just one of the things that had us confused.
We'll see, because I don't think there's another reason why you should have brother.
I bet you Kate ended up leaving that baby with her mama. Sounds familiar. I bet
there got to be a reason you have
that's why his brother is there looking after that grandmother at that nursing home. That lady probably raised him.
No, he said his father raised him.
Well, obviously the lady's in his life because he knew that was his grandmother.
Unless he was the ops, I don't see there's no reason why she should have hit him.
But remember, I don't know, shit.
This is power. You're never going to know. It's the writing, baby.
So when Tommy pulls up at the Citgo, when he's at the Citgo, he's pumping his gas. He pulled a number out that JP had gave him, and he throws it away. Like they have an interaction, they have a conversation. Gave him the number, like, yo, bro, look me up, whatever. And then he throws the number away.
And Tommy was the one that asked him for the number. He ain't asked Tommy.
Yeah.
Right. Good point. So why did he throw the number? Why y'all think he threw the number away?
You know how Tommy is. Tommy always want to run from the truth. He always want to run from what's in front of him. And then,
you think so?
Yeah, Tommy always have. Tommy has always ran.
He ran away from his pops.
It was always Ghost that had made him think things through and to look at it from a different perspective. And in that moment when he was getting ready to get back in the car, he thought about it for a minute. Nah, I need to get his number because I need to.
He went back and got the number.
He ain't run away from his pops though.
But that's because he wanted to know who his father was because he had such a shitty ass mama.
Yeah, and wondered, and especially when he found out that his pops was in the life, that just made him even more attractive to the fact that I want to know who my father is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his pops was the mob.
So. I think that if his father was a civilian, he wouldn't want nothing to do with him. He would have kept on stepping. But and I think that's probably what his thoughts are is with his brother is he can't really figure out, is he part of the life? Is he not? Is he going to accept me for who I am? So that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that's
how they
true,
play that
Dina.
out.
That's true. That's a valid point.
I bet Cable's rebellious teenager. Yeah, probably. Probably. She
It would
found.
be like we hadn't seen that type of thing happen before in Power. Yep.
Exactly.
I could definitely see that.
Yep.
So then we see Diamond. He's in the barbershop. He's cleaning up the barbershop, getting some things together, and he gets a visitor. I'm not really sure what this visitor name is,
Dirty
but
cop.
come to find out, he's a cop.
Cop.
Come to find out, he's 12.
Dirty
Which-
cop at that.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
we don't know that he dirty yet. We just assuming because
I
that's
can
the
look at him
pattern.
and tell. I can look at him and tell he dirty.
He ain't.
Watch.
Either he's dirty or he has a vendetta against CBI, and it's some type of it's a connection.
Right, like
him.
Diamond killed his big brother or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely a connection somewhere of why this cop is just snooping around the barbershop and he let me get a cut, a cut, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, we opened up. And he just walked in there after he told him that he was closed, and he took a seat, made himself comfortable for a few minutes, and everything. And he,
because at first I thought he was maybe one of the brother's enemies that was getting ready coming in, fuck with him.
Yeah.
he probably still is an enemy because he a cop. That don't mean he ain't an enemy.
Well, that's true, but I mean, I just thought it was like some street dude. You know what I mean?
Diamond did look like he was getting ready to slice.
Oh
him
no,
up
he
with
was
that
about to
razor.
get him. You saw him pick up his razor.
Yeah.
He picked up that straight razor until he saw that badge.
Yep.
And then he was just like, "Oh, it's just the cops coming in here to give me a hard time."
He probably feared for his life. Like, who is this dude? He didn't made himself comfortable. He just sat down.
And
like,
then he
who
came
the hell
in
is
after
this guy?
hours because it was after hours.
Yo, you trying to figure out. So what y'all think gonna transpire? Just the prediction. What y'all think gonna transpire from that scene?
I think
he's gonna fuck with him.
I think he's a paid for cop. I think he's a Ramirez, but not one that's on the team. I think he's a cop that's probably shaking the organization down for kickbacks. That's what he is. He trouble.
So is he Yardy's Flynn family? Like, what is he? Like
he could be Yardy's. He could be Yardy's cop.
Like, what's the bit? Like,
I don't think he's Flynn. I don't think he's the Flynn family cop. I think he's probably connected and linked up with Yardy.
I could.
I'm
We'll see how it plays out, or maybe that Diamond just passed. Maybe his past was just so checkered that he just want to make sure that he's on the up and up. He could end up helping
he's not
CBI.
back out starting up his old shit again, right?
Yeah, he could just be helping out CBI like that. I heard you was out. You used to do a bunch of crazy shit. I heard you was out.
Keep your nose clean.
And I heard you got a barbershop. I just wanted to come through and make sure that you was on the up and up.
Yep. Or he could be suspicious about that whole barbershop thing. Are y'all using this as a front to wash his drug money? Are y'all trying to wash his drug money through that? He probably just come.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a front. The barbershop definitely gonna be a front.
Well, who though? I don't think it's gonna be
CBI.
The brother might try to wash some money through there, but I feel like the brother may have other businesses that is washing that money. He ain't driving no Lamborghini off of no barbershop money.
he can use other businesses, but we see previously it goes. What did they have? They had like a cleaners or something like that.
They had
laundromat.
They had
laundromat. So they had a laundromat.
mats, and they had the parking
exactly.
garage.
At one point, they was running it through Truth. So even though they're getting all this money or whatever, another stream of revenue in order to get their organization in a different direction, I don't think it's far-fetched for the Power Universe at all.
Yeah, well, that's the Power Universe. You're right. Anything can happen in the Power Universe. Anything can happen in the Power Universe.
So then we see Tommy. He pulls off. He's driving.
Comp for sale for the highest bidder. I agree.
Hey.
Exactly. Comp for sale for the highest bidder. Yep.
Freelance.
They use a Keisha hair shop to run. Yeah, they did use a Keisha hair shop to run money. They did that for a minute too. So it's definitely a possibility that they can run money through. We've seen all this before.
Tommy was washing his money through there before Tasha started. Yep.
That's the crazy thing. We have seen all from one episode introducing all these characters. We've seen a lot of this stuff already before.
That's what I had such an issue with book 2 when it first came out, season 1, is because it's just retelling stories that we've already seen.
Yeah, don't hit replay so many times.
Yeah.
So we see Tommy pull off.
And then don't never want to hit rewind. But I will say they did hit rewind a lot in this, and that was unusual for Power because they don't really do the flashbacks. But we got a lot of flashbacks.
With the flashbacks.
We got a lot of flashbacks.
Because then he had another flashback, which I forgot. He had another flashback after he got finished getting those chicks from Gloria.
Oh yeah.
Because they were talking about the marriage. Because she was like, because he saw the marriage. Tag,
yep.
And he was like, "Did you serve?" And she was like, "No, I did, but my husband did. He went on the tour and he never came back."
Yep.
Then he had a flashback, with Keisha, and everything with the diamond ring, and all that. So they do take us back and rewind it. So I wonder is that's going to be an ongoing thing that we see in Power.
Or maybe with Tommy, it's probably going to be an ongoing thing because, in book 2, instead of us getting the flashbacks, you have Tariq that has those premonitions of Raina coming to him and Kanan coming to him and all that good stuff. So in Tommy, he don't really have nobody, unless it's going to be Lakeisha, he don't really have anyone that's going to really pop up in those premonitions. So I think for Tommy, instead of us seeing the premonition of dead people all the time, I think what we're going to see with Tommy is the flashback. And I think we're also going to see flashbacks of things that we never saw.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So they're going to show us memories that Tommy's having that we never saw in Power. I think that's what they're going to show us.
I wish we had gotten some of that flashback. Like when he pulled up to the house at the beginning of his grandmother's house, maybe we could have got a flashback of a little Tommy there playing or something. Because again, it was just like I was lost.
Even a situation between Kate and the mama that Tommy may have. Because remember, they made a point to say that Tommy hadn't seen the lady since he was 4 or 6 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, since he was 4 years old.
Yeah, since he was 4 years old. So maybe that could have been a flashback of Kate and her mama having an argument or something. And maybe we could gotten a backstory as to why there would have been that length of time that there would have been separation between Kate and her mom.
And why she would have lied and told Tommy the woman was dead.
Dead, yes.
I don't know what the hell, but we'll see. So when Tommy pulled off, he's driving, and you see these beautiful Escalades.
I mean, it's surrounding him.
We pull up
the beautiful Escalades.
The beautiful Escalades. I love Escalades. Beautiful Escalades pulled up on the side, and Tommy like, what the what's going on or whatever.
Yeah, because they had no box them in. They had
boxed them in. So he already kind of knew what time it was, and he just scratched the wrong itch way too many times in a short little visit.
Yeah.
You just scratched the wrong itch way too many times.
But isn't that what Paulie had told him? Paulie had told him that I warned you about this to go ahead and get on all the time before you ruffle too many feathers. Well, you don't ruffle.
He sure did.
Yeah.
You ruffled the wrong feathers. So now they taking him to meet the man himself. They taking him to meet Walter. He was like, all right, yeah, you did this. They come out with their guns. They was like, yeah, drive. Now you did this. Now you got to come up with some. We got to figure out what you're doing here and what the hell's going on. This is pretty much your second morning.
Yeah, what you here for?
Yeah. So he meets up with Walter, and Walter, I can't remember exactly what he said. He said something about time and money. I don't remember exactly what he said, because he said, because he asked him, he was like, well, how long you plan to be here, or whatever. And Walter pretty much just gave him his last warning shot.
Yep, get on up out of town.
Like, you need to go away and get up out of town. He was like, you ain't got no time frame. This either man with too much time or too much money. Either way, it's going to run out. One is going to run out. Either way it goes, one is going to run out. So you need to get the hell out of my town. Like ASAP.
Well, that's when Tommy was saying, I got a short fuse and a long memory.
Yeah, right.
That was the episode name right there. If he did say that, I got a short fuse and a long memory.
I got a short fuse and a long memory. So you need to get up out of here because that was pretty much his warning. You need to go. How y'all feel about that?
I mean, what's there to think about? Like, he should have left town. I mean,
the dirty old man.
Man told him get the hell out of town. They pulled him up on the street. Like, that let you know right there that they can find whoever they need to find whenever they need to find
and
him.
he can reach out and touch you at any time.
Right, because they sure pulled up on him in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm. But look what he done already so far.
Literally in the middle of the street.
Look what he done already so far. Like, you didn't broke Simon's hand.
Yeah, he fucked Simon up.
Yeah, you
Fuck
didn't.
Vic's girl.
Right. And we didn't have issues. You didn't have
You
issues in
rob them
running
for their
with
drugs.
Paulie
You rob them for
about
their
a parking
drugs.
spot.
And he doesn't have a kind of car that blends in. I mean, his car stands out.
Yep.
Right, because he got that old school Shelby
Yeah.
Mustang.
Yep. And you don't rob them for their drugs and their money. So yeah, you don't do a lot in one night.
But see, the thing with the drugs and the money is, do Walter even know about the drugs and the money? Like, is that, I don't know if
I
Walter
feel like he
co-signed
did
that.
because he gave him the drugs back. He gave
Oh,
him
He gave him his drugs back. That's probably the only reason why he walked out of there alive. Because he told him, he said something to him about, because I thought, I'm gonna be honest with you, when Tommy gave the dude his drugs back, I really thought he was gonna hit Tommy up with when he asked him, well, how long you plan on staying, yada yada yada. I thought he was gonna give him a job. I thought he was gonna offer him a job. But then when he was like, all right, you know, like, I appreciate the money, but your time here is done. Like, I'm gonna need you to get up out my town.
And then because when Vic showed up, he kicked the drugs to him and said, here go your dirt or something. He kicked the drugs to Vic.
Right, because remember when Vic was talking to the sister, she was telling him, you know, Dad's not gonna like the fact that you were doing business with the Yardleys. Remember? Yeah. So he had to do what he had to do to save face with you know, Tommy, but he really wasn't with it. Like, he wasn't happy about it, and you could see the look on Vic's face. Vic was like, "Why is this nigga walking away?
Walking away?
Why is he still alive? Because he really thought his father was gonna kill him." But I think that was his father's way of letting him know, I did what I had to do to keep my reputation intact, but I don't really give a fuck about this.
Right.
I can see that.
I think if he had interfered with his business, that would have been another conversation.
Yeah.
But the fact that Vic was already out here running side deals that the father didn't want him to run with people he didn't want him working with, I don't think Walter was all that pressed about the situation. I think he only did what he had to do to just save face for the purposes of, you can't let word on the street get out that you let somebody rob your son and you didn't do nothing about it. But I don't think he really cared.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, how do y'all feel about the first episode? Raw, honest opinions.
All over the place. It was all over the place, and it was hard to follow for me.
Need some work.
I had to watch it about 5-6 times in order to even get an understanding.
And then not only did you have to watch it 5-6 times, but then we had to watch it together.
Yeah.
We had to watch it together.
We had to piece it together.
We had to put the puzzle together.
It was so much.
Just to do the show.
I'm texting y'all like, oh my God, I'm confused. So this is going on with that. That is going on with this. How did all this shit happen in one night? Like, so much happened.
Okay, so with that being said, do you think there's going to be a lot of callbacks to Power? I don't think so. With the way that they've introduced all these new characters and the way they're setting the tone for the show, I don't think there's going to be much callbacks. A lot of people seem to think that 2-Bit is going to find his way to Chicago and be working with Tommy. I don't see that happening. I could see Elisa Marie popping up later on down the line. She was a little bit younger than Tariq, so I mean, ideally, Elisa Marie still should be a kid. So I don't see Elisa Marie's character popping up for a long time now. Maybe season 3, if that show makes it that long. I don't know, but they're going to have to turn up the heat a little bit on this one. And
Tommy's
I think
definitely going to try to go out, and he's definitely going to try to.
Well, one thing we're going to see with this version, with this series of Power, is going to be a lot of violence. It's probably going to be a lot of sex. It's going to be very.
I was going to say, because we had a whole soft porn scene dead smack in the middle, like
off top, first episode.
Tommy don't want to work. Tommy don't want to work for nobody. He no longer want to be nobody's distro.
Well, he said that because remember he called Rodolfo at the end of the show. Or Rodolfo calling back like, where you at? Pressing him about where you at. Like, look, I'm not working with you. It's over. I'm my own boss. So I think this is setting the tone.
He flipped the Yui. He was like, nah, I ain't going to the West Coast.
Tommy's going to
stay here.
Tommy's going to end up being his own crime boss.
Yeah, he wants to be his own boss. I think he's going to get a crew together. And he wants to run shit. Like, even when he was back in New York, even when he felt as though he ran shit, he never really ran shit. So I think at this point,
this is his time. Yeah,
it's his time because when he felt he ran shit, Ghost was still pulling strings here and pulling strings there, you know. And he was just a distro. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't that guy.
Not only that, but Ghost manipulated him from time to time. where Ghost will pull these little capers and stuff
70% of the time.
and use Tommy as a pawn. So I think we're now going to get to see how Tom is going to run an organization truly on his own. My question is it going to be an organization he built up from scratch, or is he going to take over one of these organizations? For some reason, I feel like, not to bring the colorism thing into play, but for some reason, I feel like he's going to end up working with CBI.
I feel good working with CBI. CBI more in the streets.
Yeah.
And Tommy is a street dude. He's more for the streets.
And I feel like that's the whole reason of giving him a black brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's packaged.
Yeah,
he's going to be able to go work with the black crew.
And I think like some of it is going to be like, I think that the Flynn family is going to be involved in their workings, but you know, in the things that he's doing and his new ventures.
You talk about your so-called things, Crystal.
It might have been. Honestly, for me, this first episode, it was confusing as hell. I'm a little underwhelmed, I suppose, but it is I'm about to say it is the pilot for it. I'm extremely underwhelmed. If I had to give it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 4.
Xavier, yes. But Jason is dead. Ghost killed him in the elevator in season 6 of Power. You talking about Jason? Yeah, Jason gone. He gone up out of here. But that should have been the premise for the pilot, that Walter was the rival of the Servians. Now that would have been a callback to regular Power, and it would have been easier for me to follow this crime family. But introducing brand new crime families, and it kind of be like what we want to see in book 2, other crime families. You know, it's just kind of like what we got introduced to the Tejadas. We were like, well, where the hell were the Tejadas when the St. Patrick's were in the streets? Mm-hmm. You know, so each one of these versions of Power, we get introduced to a new crime family that didn't previously exist in the Power universe. But you know, they just magically appear after another crime family gets killed. So it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Scale of 1 to 10, Retro, what you give it?
6.
A 6. You get better than me. That's high for you, man.
That's high.
The only reason why I gave it a 6 was really, to be quite honest with you, the seminology, the way it was recorded, the shots, the scene.
The acting is definitely better.
The acting could have been better. I think the acting could have been better, but the way it was shot, I think it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Didn't really showcase much of Chicago the way I wanted to see it, but I think
you see some landmarks in there.
Yeah, you saw a few landmarks here and there.
We saw a lot of damn snow.
Yep.
You know they shot this in the winter. You know they shot this during the winter.
That's a Midwest landmark.
It seems like, isn't just me, or does it feel like all Power series occur in the winter? All of them.
I feel like they shoot. I feel like that's when they film. They film in the winter for whatever reason. Because you're right. It's always wintertime.
You've never seen it with shorts on.
Yeah, the show is always set in the winter months.
Even when Tariq was starting school in September, they was in winter coats.
Yeah, they was in a winter coat. The whole this whole thing, they was in leather jackets and pea coats and all this stuff. And even in Raising Canaan, they were in puffy coats and, you know, Raquel her fur coats and stuff on. I mean, it's always winter in Power.
Yeah. I guess it's cold in New York. Well, it's definitely cold in Chicago. It's definitely cold in the Midwest, but I get it. I gave it a 4.
R.I.P. Jason.
I gave it a 4.
But you still own something though with that, Xavier, because they killed Jason, but they didn't kill his little homie that was running around with him, right? The dude who shaved off all his hair. No, that was Milan's dude. That Tommy was getting the drugs from. He was getting the pills and shit from at the warehouse. The dude that kept telling him not to work with ghosts. That wasn't Jason's homie. That was Milan's little dude. So I guess Jason didn't have no right hand. Well, technically Milan did work for Jason.
Not R.I.P., I guess. You know what?
But whatever happened to that little dude? Because they never showed him get killed. So maybe he'll pop back up.
I know y'all don't think I can remember that far back.
Y'all got any predictions?
No, we don't have any expectations of that, Crystal. Not at all.
I know y'all think I remember that.
You're doing better with the names though. I meant to commend you on that. You are doing much better with the characters' names.
She like, child, I don't know who that is.
Listen, I be trying to work out this name situation.
You're doing much better. You're doing much better.
Thank you. See,
doing much
hard
better.
work pays off.
Yep. Well, your note taking has gotten better.
Y'all got any predictions for the season?
Predictions.
Any predictions for the season?
Oh shit, I don't know.
I definitely think there's going to be a love triangle between Tommy, Gloria, and Vic. I can see that a mile away. So I definitely think there's going to be a love triangle. And I feel like
I think you got to throw Claudia in there too.
Maybe further on down the line, because there hasn't been any interaction between Tommy and Claudia yet. I see it more so with Gloria and Vic, because they showed that, and by the fact that Tommy hit on the first night, that tells me right there that there's going to be problems between him and Vic over that girl.
He gonna smash the boss's daughter.
Yep,
that's my prediction. He gonna smash the boss's daughter.
I think that. I see that.
So you think that Tommy and Claudia are going to have a thing?
I think there's going to be some sort of connection with them. Yeah.
I think that's going to happen further on down the line. I don't think that's going to happen right away. I do think
it's going to happen.
It's going to probably happen. I do think that what y'all were saying earlier about Diamond's prison pass coming back to haunt him, I think that's going to be some problems.
Who are they?
A rival gang.
But so, all right. So with that being said, could it be a possibility that cop is working for the rival gang?
Could be, and probably knew how to roll up on him at the barbershop.
Yeah,
because of his connection. The people probably told him that.
Now that's a good point. Maybe that is who he is or who he's connected to. That's a good point.
Somehow, some way. I don't know if the other brother, I haven't really got a feel on the other Jannard yet, but somehow, some way, I feel like Tommy, his brother, and Diamond are going to end up working together. I feel like they're going to be a crew because they seem like they're the OGs. Well, at the very least, Diamond is an OG, and Tommy is somewhat of an OG. So I can see all them kind of working together, on the same team.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that happening. That may be how Tommy gets his crew up. Definitely gonna see Kate. We're definitely gonna see Kate. There could be a power struggle. There could be a power struggle between the brother, Jannard and Diamond over CBI. I can see that. I can see the tone being set for that.
I can see that.
Where there's gonna be conflict between them, and I think eventually the feds are going to find out that Tommy is still alive and he's in Chicago, and some of his past going to come back to haunt him too. That's what I think is going to happen.
He making all this noise. They definitely going to find out he's still alive.
Man, what you talking about? Shoot. Did he drop? Well, he didn't. Well, yeah, he dropping bodies on the first episode.
He already dropped a body.
Yeah, he dropping bodies.
He dropped a body, broke a hand. He robbed a gang for the drugs.
He passed it through like
in 24 hours.
Like a hurricane.
Yeah, he's a category 5 at this point.
His name already ringing 24 hours.
Yeah.
Shoot. So it got all the way up to the Flynn family, to the top boss in 24 hours. Your name is ringing. So Tommy Pass is definitely gonna catch up with him. And then we're gonna look into it and see who the hell Tommy Egan is.
24 hours. Like, you had been in town but a few moments. And everybody in town know who you are already, just about, and how to find you. Because they rolled up on him like they had GPS on him.
Right.
They had location services turned on him. Well, maybe they did find him that way because remember, he still had a boy phone, so maybe that's how they found him.
Yeah, could have been.
Maybe.
Because he threw his phone out the window, remember?
Yeah.
Yep.
Could have been.
All right, Crystal, you got any predictions? Where you at?
I agree. I think that there's going to be, the brothers are going to have some sort of conflict. Somehow Tommy's going to hook up with the brothers. The younger brother, he seemed impressed by Tommy.
Yeah.
He seemed impressed by Tommy. So I feel like maybe there's gonna be some sort of connection there, and they're gonna link up. I definitely think there's gonna be a situation with the daughter because the daughter is desperate to create her own path. So she may be willing to work with Tom. We saw her looking down from her room, onto what was going on when they brought Tommy up there. So she peeped that whole situation. It's definitely gonna be a conflict with this chick and Tommy and Vic. I see that. So I'm kind of agreeing with y'all. I guess I just want to. I don't want it to move too fast to the point where it doesn't it's too accelerated. But they threw a lot at us in the first episode, and I just hope that
it definitely was a lot to process.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that it not slows down, but it streamlines. Like you said, there's a whole lot of different storylines coming at us. So I hope some of these people start connecting and the story starts streamlining,
All right. DJ, what's your theories? What's your predictions?
Tommy is going to try to take over. He's going to use Claudia to try to take over because she's going to want the same thing. But their ideas is going to align. She wanted to be in the streets. So somehow, some way, she's going to get involved with that. It's definitely going to be a beef between Vic and Gloria. We can see that from the jump. That's definitely a beef that's not going to go away. Tommy going to need a crew. He somehow, some way, he'll need a crew. I'm not sure what side he's going to get. He's going to come
even
on.
if he get the drugs right now, he can't move no product. He ain't got no.
Right, because he can't move no product.
But that's how I think somehow he's going. And maybe y'all are right about the brother. Maybe when he calls the brother, maybe the brother links him in with CBI. So maybe y'all are right about that.
Yeah, because right now he has nothing. He don't have a connect.
He ain't got a place to stay.
Right, he don't have a connect. But that's easy. That'd be easy for him. That's the easy part. But he don't have a connect. He don't know where to move the weight, who's moving weight, whose territory is what,
and
who the family actually are, and what they actually do. Besides just the drugs, who they actually are. He knows they be at this bar. He has a lot that he has to figure out because he's going to a brand new city. And you try to get your name to ring. I mean, it's ringing now, at least for the night. But you trying to start.
And you're gonna need some allies because once that crime family finds out that you still back in town, there's gonna be some smoke behind that because they already told you get lost.
You know what? Maybe he links up with the CBI and be like, well, I saved your life. Just maybe that conversation starts from there, and then they go from there.
He needs soldiers. Yep. He need workers.
Yeah, because he needs soldiers. He don't have none.
Yeah,
he don't have nothing. Yeah, he don't have nothing. And that could be where the conflict comes in between, Diamond and Jannard, is that he'd be like, well, you linking up with this dude, and he's not a part of CBI, whatever. But he's just so impressed by the way Tommy carry himself in the streets, where that could just be their connection. And Diamond probably like, nah, he ain't part of the crew. We ain't stop bringing this off-brand dude around.
So just the fact that he was like, this dude robbed you.
Right.
Like he robbed you.
Right. So he probably don't feel about that.
Yep.
So I can see it go in that direction.
And that may be what starts the conflict, like y'all say. That may be what start the conflict between the brothers. One of them wants to work with him, and the other one probably ain't feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll see.
Well, I mean, not the worst, but it took us a while to warm up to book 2 when book 2 first rolled in.
Mm-hmm.
It took us a while. I want to say it probably took us through the whole first season before we got kind of warmed up to book 2. We loved Raising Kanan. Love at first sight. It was love at first sight with Raising Kanan. So
I was just about to say that. I was hoping for that Raising Kanan impact.
It won't take as long for us to warm up to it, but from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to take us a little while for us to warm up to it. And once we get used to it, we'll probably have better feelings about the show. But as of right now, I could have dealt without it.
You could have dealt without it.
I could have dealt without it. Y'all could have just left Tommy in book 2 and been done with it. I could have dealt without it. So let's hope that the writing.
I'm quite sure it'll get better. I'm still looking forward to. I'm giving it to maybe the 3rd episode.
Well,
you got to warn me about episode 3.
Episode 5, because things in the Power universe don't heat up until around episode 5. So let's hope that episode 5 gives us that. Oh yeah.
Well, episode 5, I expect to be that. I don't want to say cliffhanger, but the cliffhanger before the cliffhanger, episode 5. So I, with all of the Power Universe, I expect episode 5 to be lit. But with this, I need to warm up to it. I said I ain't expecting that Raising Kanan impact, but I need to warm up to it at least by episode 3.
Okay. Let's hope that the temperature turns up a little bit by episode 3. Because I agree with you. Otherwise, y'all gonna be dragging me in here every week to do this. And Crystal already told me I got to
we're gonna drag your ass, even if it's just for
I
the kicks of the day. Even if you gotta bring out some kicks. We're gonna drag your ass.
Told me I got to show up for work. So I mean I ain't got no choice.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna drag on in here. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all coming back and hanging out with us. We had a little fun with y'all. We love y'all in the comments. We really do. Thank y'all for coming around because y'all make our show so entertaining with y'all comments. So we love y'all. As always, you can find us on our Instagram page at TSF Entertainment. You can also find me at RetroCG. Jack of Joys, you can find him over there at the TSF Entertainment page. He likes to be incognito, but he out here. He out here with us. Where you at, Jack?
I'm outside.
While he's inside.
I'm outside even when I'm in the building. I'm outside.
And the classic woman, not classic man, but the classic woman, where can we find you at?
Y'all can find me right here on YouTube at ReallyBTV. And you can find me over on Instagram at ReallyBTV_ on YouTube. And I will I'm gonna have some kicks next week. I'm wearing my Crocs next week.
Make sure y'all share, like, subscribe, comment on the Instagram page. Follow.
Hey, we gotta get that GoFundMe started. We gotta get that GoFundMe, that Cash App started for Crystal to get her some Jordans. So thank y'all for the viewership. Like,
I can't compete with that room right there. So.
It's Photoshop. It's Photoshop. These are not real. It's Photoshop.
After he touches
them, right? Why he touches them? These are not real.
Thank y'all so much for the viewership. Like my brother said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll probably be back later on this week. Me and Crystal, we got a couple of cases that we need to kind of mull over. We're gonna be back and do our true crime. I think we got a new segment, our kicks of the day. So I think that's gonna be a little segment that we're gonna drop in here on you guys. So we're gonna show y'all what the footwork looking like, maybe what the outfits are looking like. So we always love the sneakers first. So that's
not me. Love. It won't be me.
Crystal's
It'll be them.
Crystal's low key turning into one of us.
It'll be them with
We gotta get her some off-white. We gotta get you some off-white.
With
Juggernaut.
I couldn't get it out, Lord. Don't tell him I couldn't get his name. Don't tell him.
Yeah, that'll be the get him on here. We're gonna get his ass on here too, damn it.
Yeah. We're gonna get you some off-whites, Crystal. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put you some what you lied about Fresh. Don't start. What are you talking about, Fresh?
He talking about you lying about the shoes behind you.
I know, right? I know, right? We also got a new segment. A couple of weeks we'll get some stuff going on. It's gonna involve a little of this.
And a little bit of that.
Involve a little of that. Yeah. And it will be some really, really great content. I promise y'all. Be on the lookout for that. Tell your friends. Tell Instagram. Tell YouTube. Tell any social media platform.
We'll have a little bit
of all that. We'll have a little bit of all that. Tell your social media platform. We're gonna try to do it on the weekend so we can have some drinks. We can have some smoke. We're gonna have some shoes. And we're gonna have a good time. I promise you. And it's gonna be a great conversation. Great content coming.
And we're also gonna do a little bit more sneaker talks too. So we're trying not to, even though the Soul Firm brand is sneaker related, but we are going to do some sneaker related things. I don't know if they're going to be centered around reviews. I don't know if it's going to be talks about reselling and where we're at in the sneaker community right now, but it's definitely going to be some sneaker talk around here too, and more music to come y'all way. So we appreciate y'all tuning in with us, and we will see you guys later this week.
All right, peace.
Fresh, we need to get you up here.
Yeah, you really do need to get your tail up here.
Fresh, you need to get your ass up here, all right? We ain't gonna tell you no more.